Mate, the gearing is mental. Jesus. Wow. Wow, man, are you sure you didn't send a stick to me? Yes, Guy. How we doing, mate? You alright?
Hi, Ricky. Yeah, good to see you.
Thank you so much for coming down today.
Thank you.
Let me film your car. So, Porsche Cayman, and this is a later turbocharged one, right?
It is. It's the 4-cylinder boxer engine. It's a 2-litre turbocharged, normal power, 285. It's now running 400, so
yeah.
Had a little bit of a play with it.
Before we get into it, you claim this is a half-price Porsche GT4 Beta, right?
Yeah, it's significantly quicker on road and just as quick on track as a GT4.
Okay.
GT4s cost, what, 95 grand, and
Yes.
I bought this for just over 40, and I've spent a little bit, so yeah.
Wow, so it's genuinely half the price?
Genuinely half the price.
Right.
It's held up pretty well. The last day at Goodwood, we were running equal times to a GT4, so
wow, that is
1 minute
incredible.
25.
And you say it's pretty light as well, so 1260 dry
Yeah,
weight?
I think it's somewhere around about 1260 dry weight. Porsche's figures are 1330, I think, with a driver and a full tank of fuel and all the fluids. So it's pretty light. It's the lightest one out there, and I bought it because it is the lightest one.
And I was saying off camera, the power to weight, you see, you're saying 400 horsepower, 1330 with a driver, fluids. That is like, that's got to be up there with like the Porsche Turbo somewhere around the region.
I can't work it out in my head, but it's pretty good.
It's going to be high.
It's just right.
Yeah. And
you tell me when you drive it.
Yeah. Manual, rear wheel driven as well.
Manual,
obviously.
rear wheel drive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it must
absolutely.
be incredible to drive.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big PDK fan. I mean, it's great on the track when you want to go 100%, but on the road I need to move my hands and my feet around. It's good fun.
So you're handed behind the wheel?
You tell me.
Okay, let's go in some of the modifications because you've done some lovely mods on this.
So at the front, normally these cars come with 2 radiators, and I've put the third one in there, which is A for cooling and B to get the oil temps down on track. In colder countries, they don't come with 3 radiators, but all the parts are there ready to be fitted, so you just order it from Porsche, pop straight in. From there, working back, we've got the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s, so fairly grippy, 20-inch lightweight alloys on there as well, and improved braking.
And these are factory optional extras, yeah?
Factory lightweight alloy option. Yeah. I've also got a set of 18-inch Race Dynamics on AR1s at home for track days.
Okay, nice.
So not only do they give just a little bit more grip, but being 18-inch, you get a little bit more go as well because of the rolling radius is that much smaller.
Less rotation, whatever you call it.
So the brakes have been uprated. We've also got DS 2500 pads. We've got the .5 fluid and the braided hoses just to make sure that it stops. It's a road car that goes on track, so I can't have too extreme brakes. I don't need the squeak in the mornings. Coming out on a cold morning for work, I don't want to drive into the back of the milk float in the morning. You know. The biggest improvement I've made really is the Öhlins suspension. Yeah. Öhlins Road and Track. It's developed specifically for the 718 Cayman, so it is absolutely tuned to this car.
Wow.
And when I fitted it, it was just like riding on a magic carpet. It feels like, to me, the car is flat and the wheels are moving up and down. Yeah. It is that good. And then when you get on track, you just wind them all the way around to stiff, and the thing is as flat as you want it to be.
So did it just noticeably just feel way more capable? Because these are just ridiculous anyway.
They're fast anyway, but the confidence you've got with Öhlins, honestly, you just chuck it places where you didn't think you could chuck it, and it'll do it.
Keeps turning.
It'll do it,
Yeah, and you've done some other stuff as well for the engine breathing?
Yeah, the engine breathing, so we've improved the breathing that goes into the charge cooler for starters, and obviously we've got the K&N filter on the other side. This uses what they call a charge cooler, so it's an intercooler that sits inside the car and it's water cooled, so that the more water cooling you can get for this car, the better it is.
Right.
But on top of that, we've also tuned it around about 380 brake horsepower. So it doesn't need the water meths to make the power, but on track, I just use it for confidence and just for security to make sure that the thing doesn't boil over.
And can you beat on it on track? Like, you know?
All day.
Wow, man, this is awesome. Guys, like, for me, this is like... I'm kind of... This is me, man. This is me all over. You know what I mean? Lightweight. Nice usable amount of power.
Got your initials on it?
Yeah, got my initials. Ricky Senior. You see that there, guy? This car was probably designed for me. But you've also said you've had like a race driver out in the car, and he's give you some good feedback.
Yeah, I was
hasn't
lucky enough at Goodwood last time to have Callum Lockie drive the car. So he drives GT and Nürburgring and all sorts. And we were out there lapping around about the same speed as GT3 RSs. And he was very complimentary. And he said, basically, don't change anything from here. You know, it is perfect. Anything you do from here, you know, if you make it faster, you're going to have to update the suspension and the brakes again. If you do the brakes, you're going to have to do all sorts. So just leave it where it is. Yeah. The only thing I'm doing now is I'm racing all of the bushes underneath, which is just a little bit more stiffness. Yeah. But otherwise, I think it's just about right.
Very, very excited.
There is a little bit more power and torque in it, but I don't want the thing running at 100%. I want it reliable.
Yeah.
And I've owned it for over 2 years like this, and touch wood, not a problem.
Nah, beautiful. Okay, should we jump on the road, Kai?
Absolutely.
Wicked, man. Let's do it.
So this Sunday, 9:30, I'll be revealing the winner of this 342 horsepower Focus ST, which you can win for just £2.99. Just a quick idea on the spec. It's got an RS clutch and flywheel, Bilstein coilovers, Quaife LSD. It's got CSR 19-inch alloy wheels, AirTech Plenum, upgraded intercooler, 2 owners from new, full service history, and it's only got 49,000 miles on the clock. So what are you waiting for? Hit the link, grab yourself a ticket, and I'll see you guys on the 31st of October, where I'll be handing over the keys to this car to a very, very lucky winner.
We are rolling, Kai.
Hey.
It's live. BBC, not BBC, LLF, but
better
close.
than BBC.
Yeah, better than BBC. And you were saying off camera that you've been driving from young, right?
Yeah, from a very young age. I was a little bit naughty. I was a naughty boy. I used to borrow cars.
I mean, you only look 25, 26 now.
Yeah, and the rest. The thing is, Ricky, and I tell you this out of my heart, you feel exactly the same age, no matter how much grey hair you got.
Yeah.
You know, I still feel mid-20s. I know I don't act it, but that's where I feel.
I mean, straight away I'm noticing, like, it may not be, but the front just feels long. Like, I don't know, it might be where we're positioned, but it might be just even the angle of the wing.
It's got that Porsche pitter-patter feeling as well. You know, it's kind of flat, but you can feel it's busy, it's doing stuff.
First thing I noticed when you revved it, you saying it sounds like a Subaru, doesn't it? Almost?
Yeah, it's got that flat four noise.
Style.
Yeah. Well, what they do, as I said, is they take the 6-cylinder engine from the 911, which is a 3-litre, and literally just lop off 2 cylinders, and you've got a 2-litre, 4-cylinder, flat 4.
So this is a Regal build, we could say, right?
Definitely, yeah. Big shout out to Regal. They've done all the work on these, all of my cars, I think.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, guys are mad. Wow, yeah, you're right about the suspension, ain't you?
It's amazing.
Bloody hell, man. Kai's a animal, boy. Yo, do not play with Kai, is all I can say to you.
But you see what I mean about the suspension?
Mate, yeah, like you're saying, the body's moving, but like, it's
like the suspension's doing all the work.
Yeah, and the body's just nice and central. It's soaking up the bumps nicely, but you can feel it adjusting, can't you?
Exactly.
Like, wow,
and I've got it set to soft, so you know, this is like the road version of Öhlins.
Wow.
But when you wind them on track, the car is just so flat, and even as it's clipping the curbs, you know, the whole car is just so composed.
You're braking, how long the gearing is as well. It feels very naturally aspirated, man.
It does.
And the mapping's nice, and you can see it's not just an aggression. It's throughout the whole RPM, isn't it?
I said to Regal, I want a power curve that is just a straight line upwards. I don't want it to feel like a normal turbocharged car, which has a big lump of torque, and then it's kind of dead.
Exactly, yeah. It's only going to affect corner end ability and stuff. Mate, the gearing is mental. Jesus. Mate, you can drive, boy. Wow, man, are you sure you didn't send the stick to me? Everyone's like, did you see that fucking blue blur go past? My God, you are possessed behind the wheel, aren't you?
I love it.
You're literally possessed, man. Wow, man, you don't play, do you? Man, man, you know what? It's the body, the chassis on this is unbelievable, isn't it?
Feels to me just right.
It's got your back, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's got your back, man. You know, some cars you can overdrive them pretty easy. Like, although you're driving it pretty hard now, I feel safe. Like, the car's not gonna.
It's built for it, and just improved with the right little bits, like the Olin suspension, just made a massive difference to this car.
So you say you're originally from Norway? You say?
Yeah. So originally born in Norway. My mum remarried, so we moved to England when I was about 6 or 7, I guess. I was already driving cars then, so.
Wow, so that's a country where like they're all into driving, right?
Oh,
like, it's
really a lot.
young
All of Scandinavia, that's where all the big rally drivers come from, right? So Norway, Sweden, Finland.
You passed your test there as well? Or?
No, I did it here.
Wow, man, I actually feel a bit nauseous first thing in the morning, guys. And
Sorry, mate.
man like
Got some
Kai
air.
has just absolutely sent it. Jeez. Man, you got so much trust in them brakes, ain't you? Is it auto rev matching or are you doing it?
No, I'm doing it.
Wow, man. You got that dial down to a T, ain't you?
You can show me your style in a minute.
Man, it's so quick, isn't it? That meth noise is very funny. Like.
Yeah.
It's like a little bee in the back, isn't it?
You know when it's spraying, right?
Like, guys, we're working with a Porsche. Anything Porsche is just another level. Like you're saying, you was thinking M2s, but you wanted to get into the Porsche sort of, whether it's entry level, it's still just that next level, isn't it? And with these mods, like, I mean, the Bilstein must have been the most noticeable.
Definitely. The Olin suspension was the big thing for me.
Yeah.
And then I wound the boost up. You know, there's no point doing it first because the car couldn't take it. It didn't handle the way it was supposed to. But with Olin's, you know, I think it could probably take more power, to be fair, but I think it's just in a happy place.
And the brakes are good as well. I can see
Brakes
you're
are
getting
nice.
on the brakes. Tiniest bit of movement, but it's staying almost straight, isn't it?
And you can move the car around the corners with the brakes, you know, that's what I like.
Well, I'm actually kind of blown away right now. I don't actually feel like I need to drive. Wow, straight away, Porsche cabin, absolute another level, isn't it? Perfect. Well, is this from factory or has this been an upgrade?
So I've upgraded the steering wheel, so it's Alcantara by Royal Steering Wheels.
Oh, this is a long time since I drove the GT4, but I think the gearbox feels a little easier in this, not as notchy maybe.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, my God, look at that front end, boy. It's flipping razor sharp, isn't it? And I can definitely feel that low down torque straight away. The placement of the gear stick, look at my elbow right there.
Yeah.
It's perfection, isn't it?
It's all that stuff you pay for, and that's why it's a Porsche, you know, that's why they ask a lot more money, they've developed the car, they've invested a lot of money making sure that everything's just right.
Wow, the throttle's just, you'd never know it was turbo, would you? As in, even the rev matching, its throttle's sensitive enough to sort of just blip it, right? Anything Porsche is just another level, man. When it comes to driving, they just do it different, right?
Absolutely. Even a cheap Porsche is a Porsche. You know, I've got friends who always ask, you know, why didn't you just buy yourself a GT4 in the first place? And the answer is, honestly, I haven't got GT4 money.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
also,
you're just sensible.
I'm making this go faster than a GT4 for less than half the price.
Just feel second grip.
All the way, all the way. Yeah.
I'm surprised at how it revs out. Like, considering it's turbo, like you said, it's just completely different to any other turbo car, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The brakes, they're not like, they're still very Porsche-like, as in you've got to step on them, ain't you?
Yeah. Hey.
You've got the Cup 2s on, haven't we?
Yeah. They're warm.
What are they like when they're cold? Are they dangerous or?
No, they're not dangerous, but you've got to be aware. You've got to get the temperatures up.
I mean, guys, straight away, it just feels like a much user-friendly Porsche, like way easier.
Yeah.
All the controls and like visually what I'm seeing with my eyes feels the same as in a GT4 or any other Porsche, really. But it feels like a little bit easier to use. Man, this is sick, isn't it? I'm actually genuinely like loving this car, although I'm not gonna drive it to how you drive. Right. Wow. Yeah, and I mean, from the cabin, it is fairly quiet, isn't it? It's very quiet, but from the outside, it's probably a little different, isn't it? And you say you can pick up one of these for what? How much?
Yeah, so this base model was just over 40 when I bought it.
Right.
Porsche prices at the moment going a little bit crazy, so they're holding their value really well. With the mods, you know, probably thrown maybe 5 or 6 at it. So
It's not bad, is it?
46, let's say, I've spent in total.
Yeah, so obviously your mindset is track and, you know, actual driving pleasure, isn't it? So, like, you know, some people, I mean, performance-wise, you're not into, it's not numbers, is it? You know, you just want enough power to get you out of them straights.
Yeah, just have fun with it, you know.
This would be a lovely daily drive. Is this your actual only car, or?
It's my only car now, yeah. I had an aerial out a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
but,
you did say, yeah.
I very nearly got myself into trouble in one of those, so
Right,
I did the sensible thing and bought myself a Ducati motorbike instead.
Okay, so oh yeah, you ride bikes as well, don't you?
Yeah.
There you go, man. When you bloody ride bikes, that's when you, yeah.
I'm into all that stuff.
Yeah, and you know what? It's mid or is it rear engine? Because I said rear
mid-engine. Yeah.
It's mid-engine. Yeah, they do
Shuffle
move just
around.
a little different,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
they, to a normal sort of car.
I like that though.
You almost got to time it.
It's like the whole car is moving. You know,
Yeah.
in the 911, the back moves.
Right.
In a front engine car, obviously, you're sort of diving in with the weight on the front.
But as in with front wheel drive cars, what I notice is when you know, take a corner at those kind of speeds, you have to almost like be a step ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
With a normal rear wheel like an M3, I can turn right on the point, like in real time almost.
Gotcha.
With this, it's almost like the front turns in so effortlessly. Yeah, you almost got to back off just to be on.
So Porsches, even these ones, they prefer the sort of slow in, fast out kind of approach.
Yeah.
You know, so you get your braking done first in a straight line, you pitch it in on constant throttle, and then by the time you're halfway through it,
pin it.
Yeah.
As I say, like with you driving, the guys, he rides bikes, by the way. Like, this is why this guy's a menace. I'm still like, you know, I don't think I've ever got in the car with anyone that's like, I feel like I'm on track.
And you need to feel like this is what they're built for. You know, that it's made for doing this.
Yeah, man. Absolutely nothing to the car.
I go out for a drive sometimes, Ricky, and I'll give it, you know, a little bit, and I'll come home and it's like the car's saying, and?
Do you feel like you've got it on its absolute limit, or do you think there's still more in the car when you're on track?
I'm still learning on track, to be honest. I'm still learning. You know, there's still a little bit more braking to be done. There's maybe a little bit more corner speed. You know, we're still hitting over 150 down the back straights in most circuits. We're going fast enough.
Yeah.
But I like that learning process. You know, that's why you're doing all this stuff to race cars.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know what more to say, really, Kai. Like, I'm blown away. Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a car that I'll definitely consider now, because it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? If you're into pure driving, yeah, you've not got a naturally aspirated sound. It's a little quieter from the cabin. You know, I am a big believer in, you know, theatre, and you're going to know yourself because you had the pre-gen, which was NA.
Yeah.
Sound-wise, you're not going to beat it, are you? But yeah, what an awesome machine. Thank you so much, Kai, for coming down.
You're welcome.
Man, it's like, I've gone a bit quiet, I think, because of your driving.
Well, it's not for sale.
I've been intimidated. Like, it's like, fuck.
Good. Glad you enjoyed it.
So what's next for you then? What's the plan? Is it just more track driving?
Yeah, more track driving. Like I say, I'm working on the bushes on this at the moment, just to tighten up the suspension just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Kai, I'm going to end it there. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And Kai, do you have any sort of one you want to shout out? Any links to where people can find you?
Yeah, I'm not big on Instagram and what have you, but I do want to say a big thank you to Regal Autosport down in Southampton, who've done most of the work on this car, and hopefully we'll continue to do some more bits and pieces. I also want to do a quick shout out to Trafalgar Boat Club, just because I've joined this boat club down in Portsmouth, and you know, you pay a monthly amount of money, and they've got 12 different boats, and they just let you play in them as often as you want during the month. And you're a little bit far away from the coast, but where I am, I tell you, I'm 20 minutes. I press a button on an app, the boat is waiting for me on the
speedboats, fast ones?
Speedboats, ribs, fishing boats, day boats, all sorts.
Right.
It's just a real laugh, and it's just the easiest way of owning a boat.
No,
yeah,
makes sense.
A little bit of a
Makes
shout,
sense.
but something different for people out there to look into.
Yeah, well, some of the links, I'll put them in the description.
Cool.
So yeah, man, cool guys. See you later.